Welcome back to Positive LNY. My name is Adriel Nakia and I am the founder. So today I'm going to talk about just 25 or 24 questions that just have been heavy on my mind. These questions have nothing to do with my particular district that I live in. These questions are based on research or rumors or whatever, and things that I've seen on the news, things that I've seen in different articles, different places from around the United States. I'm asking questions for the United States as a whole. I have to know. Like, next month is go time. But these questions I need answered as a teacher and as a parent. If you feel that this is something that as a teacher I should know, why don't you just educate me? So if you know the answer to any of these questions, please feel free to comment down below or share this with somebody that might have the answer. You might see me, I have my questions because I had so many of them, I had to put them on paper. And if I'm going to be asking them, I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. And I also have my coffee. Hey, there. But, all right, you ready? Let's go. My first question is, I read that only 0.02, and when I say only, I mean, in quotes, only 0.02% of kids are likely to die when they go back to school. That's 14,740 children. Like, it's okay to put 14,000 children's lives at risk. That's cool. All right. Number 2, why was it unsafe to teach in March, but it's safe to teach now and the numbers are still rising? How often will teacher, students, admin, and support staff be tested? What would the procedure look like if someone tests with a high temp? So if I have a student and the student's temperature is high, what's step 2? What do I do from there? All right. Number 4. So we talk so much about keeping children safe. How are we planning, or what's the plan to keep teachers safe? Admin, support staff, what's the plan to keep everyone else safe besides just the students? I know we care about our students, but we care about ourselves too. And if we do catch corona, are we going to be compensated for the entire time that we have to be out, or just the first 2 weeks? Number 4. Will teachers be allowed paid counseling for dealing with corona and the extra stress that we are going to be under during these times? Are we allowed, to pay time off to mentally cope with this extra stress? Number 6, and I'm gonna have to read this directly from my notes. With teachers providing time for children to wash hands throughout the day, sanitize the classroom throughout the day, check children's temps, and monitor for symptoms, enforce mask usage, plus everyday teaching obstacles, when will there be time to teach? Number 7, with all the changes, will teachers still be required to do evaluations? Number 8, what about those at-risk teachers? Those teachers that are more susceptible to catching corona. Do they get a choice to do virtual learning? Did any of us get a choice to do virtual teaching? Children got a choice. Did the teachers get a choice? Number 9. If bars and movie theaters are closed because you are at risk of catching corona and you're only there for 2 or 3 hours, why is it okay to open up a school for 8 hours? And we're in closer proximity to more people in a classroom. Number 10, why are school leaders virtually planning to open up a school that they expect people to go in person? You're virtually planning to send us back to school in person. Think about that. Number 11. Why is the U.S. so divided? I did a lot of research. A lot of research before I came up with these questions. And these questions aren't just, I'll tell you later. But why is the U.S. so divided? I've seen so many schools where it's 100% virtual. Then I see other schools where it's 100% in class. And then I've seen districts where it's like 50-50. Like the parents get to choose. Shouldn't it be one concise thing? And please don't tell me it's because the COVID cases, because I've seen places that have higher COVID cases that's 100% in class. That makes no sense to me. Number 12. It's the same thing with masks. Like, as far as the masks go, I've seen where some schools or districts have where masks are mandated, and then some where it's just like, you can wear a mask if you choose to. Let me lower that a smidget. Alright. Number 13. Will teachers get hazard pay? It's technically hazardous conditions. I'm just saying. In the military, if we get to deploy to somewhere that's like super dangerous and life-threatening, we get extra pay. It's just a question. Number 14. Are districts providing schools and teachers with either funding or PPE, like masks, gloves, extra soap, extra paper towels? Are these things being funded? Because it's going to be needed. Sanitizer, all of this. It's going to be needed as many times as we're expected to allow these children to wash their hands and everything. What if it runs out? What do we do then? Number 15. This is just a random question, but how do you or anyone expect to get a substitute teacher for a group of children that could have potentially been exposed to COVID if a teacher tests positive? How does that work for the sub? Number 16. How will we teach virtually in class? Like, are we using our computers? Are we using like webcams? Is there something that will be provided? Some piece of equipment that will be provided for us? Are we going to be trained on using that equipment? How does that work? Number 17. What would lunch look like? You can't wear your mask and eat. And there's definitely not enough room in the cafeteria for children to sit 6 feet apart. That's the same thing with the bus. Like, you expect like these children to keep their mask on a bus the entire ride to and from school. Is that a realistic thing, or is it something that we're going to hope that they do? Because the bus driver has to concentrate on the road. They don't have time to be looking and making sure that children are wearing their mask the entire bus ride. Number 18. Why are governors signing bills to protect districts from COVID-19 lawsuits if it is safe to go back to school? Number 20. So this is a statement. Classroom procedures, jobs, and just routines in general are about to change drastically. Teachers, are you ready for their change? Like, can you mentally, like, when I wrote this down, when I was thinking about this, I just imagined, and I'm teaching 7th grade. 7th graders are supposed to be more mature than younger students, but I just imagined like a child coughing in my class. And the outrage of every other student. Now, instead of teaching, I have to calm an entire class down because one child coughed. So it's just like, how is that going to look? Number 21. Are teachers really talking about protesting? I've seen this one time. It's not like I've seen a lot of protesting, talk or whatever. But are teachers really talking about protesting? Is that a thing? If you were a teacher, would you protest? Number 22. I just want to know what will learning and teaching look like. That's kind of like one of my biggest things. Like, how is it going to look to teach? How will my class rotations look? Like, it's just one of those things. I just want to know. Number 23. Will children still be expected to take state tests? With all of this going on, are we still expected as teachers to get them ready for testing and as children to actually test? And number 24. Parents are concerned that their children might not receive the same quality of education if they keep them at home. We're going to say that's the reason parents want to send their children back to school. But what quality of education are they going to get in school? I know as a teacher, I'm going to do my best job. Like, most teachers. And I'm going to do the best I can do to make sure that my students get a quality education. But how different can it be when you have things that can and will pop up that's completely out of your control? Well, these are my questions. If you have the answer to any of them, comment down below. If you have any questions to add to it, comment down below. If you are like not in my district and you just want to share what your district is doing, let me know.